Hey guys, and thanks for coming back to our channel, Move Up with Mike, michaelglass.com. As always, we start off with our disclaimer, which basically says we're here for informational purposes, educational purposes. Any decisions you make are your own. Invest, trade, make decisions at your own risk. So today we're here all about the PPP program, and it says even the hardest puzzles have a solution. And I always like to start off with a quote, and this simply says that during our trying times that we're going on through now, we can make it through. We can't get together. We just have to put together the right solution, and hopefully, the government continues to try different programs to solve the problem that coronavirus has done to our economy. So, let's talk about that. PPP. Basically, it's a program that was passed in the original bill on March 27th and established about $350 billion in PPP loans. These were loans that businesses can take out. PPP stands for payment protection. So you can take out a loan to basically keep your employees on payroll, and the government was going to forgive 75% of that loan. The problem? Well, the first problem is they went through the funds in 2 weeks. So the money was gone. And then it was a discretion on whether or not you should or should not apply, whether or not you're a small business or not. And then now there's some lawsuits going out there because some people feel that the banks were favoring their big clients. And so it's come out that Shake Shack, again, a publicly traded company, is that a small business? Ruth Chris, is that a small business? And then I saw yesterday that Auto Nation, and what they did is they just had every dealership apply instead of one big Auto Nation publicly traded company. They had each dealership apply, and they got like 100 million. And so, if there was only 350 billion, and there's these big companies taking 100 million per pops, you've also heard Harvard, several endowments were applying for this also. So there a lot of what we would consider big companies were applying for this small company program. So on yesterday, today is the 25th of April, the president did sign into law the stimulus 3.5, and this had an additional 300 billion in funding for the PPP program. And the SBA has sent out a letter to let everybody know that this PPP will become live on Monday at 10:30 a.m. So what's the new problem? Everybody knows about it. So if we ran out of funds for the first 300 billion in 2 weeks, how fast do you think we're going to run out of funds on this second 300 billion? Because keep in mind, there are a lot of people who didn't get funded. Some because of these big companies who are giving their money back. So there's loans sitting waiting to get funded once this new money shows up. So if you haven't applied already, you need to apply, because it's not that the first group of people got funded and they ran out. There are people sitting waiting just for funds to be replenished so that their loans can be funded. So what should you do? Well, first of all, you need to apply, and you need to know you need to apply. So you need to know, what is your business. If you're a sole proprietor, it is you. If you don't have that, likewise, if you're a sole proprietor and you don't use the EIN, you can use your social security number. You need to know how much you make per month. You can look at your 1099 for sole proprietors, or again, your Schedule C on your taxes. And then you need to know how much you're paying out each month. So what they basically do is they come out with your monthly amount that you earn each month. That's your payroll or your monthly bills. And then how much are your bills each month. They add that all together, and then they multiply that by 2.5. So if you came up, your monthly is 10,000, two and a half, they give you a loan for 25,000. 10,000 times 2.5. And again, 75% of that, as long as you use 75% on payroll, would be forgiven. You also need to know your banking information, and I just told you there's some math in there, so you might choose to have a calculator. So what's my advice to you? First of all, be ready to go. What did I tell you? April 27th, Monday, 10:30, PPP is supposed to be live. You need to be ready at the door to start filling out the information right now. Some banks are still taking applications now, and they'll tell you that they'll submit them on Monday. So you might check with your banks and see if they are taking applications now. Again, the PPP is through your bank. If you already have an application in and you haven't heard anything, ask if it can be reviewed. Now, I know a lot of these companies are saying don't go to the local branch and they're not responding to emails, but keep badgering them. Keep trying your best because, you need someone looking at it. And then, you might consider what are called these fintech websites. So, your big websites, banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, PNC, Chase, those are your big banks. If you have a relationship with them, great. But as you saw, there's a lawsuit because saying that some of these big banks went to their big clients instead of small clients. So there's also these smaller websites that you can try. Veeam, PayPal, Cabbage, Quicken. Now, I believe Quicken is only applicable if you do your taxes through TurboTax. But what's good about that is that they already have all your tax information, and so the submitting application is actually pretty quick. The other advice I have for you is JJ the CPA. This guy is on YouTube, JJ the CPA, and he's got a website, jjthecpahelp.com, and he's got some great information there. Let me take you over there too there. So here's the website, jjthecpahelp.com, jjthecpahelp.com. And you can see there's no emails or anything you have to submit. This is a great resource. If you have time, I would recommend anybody looking for help for the PPP or EIDL, especially the self-employed. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got great information there, and recently he's been doing daily live sessions at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, JJ the CPA is also his YouTube channel name. But you can see he put this website together, jjthecpahelp.com. And you can see over here we got PPP, here we got EIDL. Great information. And he walks you through the math of it. I am not a CPA, I am not an accountant, so I can't really talk to you about the math of it all, the tax of it all. But if you want help about tax implications, you want help with how to fill out all of these forms, jjthecpahelp.com, PPP, EIDL, he's got other information up here. I totally recommend JJ the CPA. So thanks guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And across the board, we are Move Up with Mike on all social media platforms. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.